step back into the heartfelt world of Little House on the Prairie, 1974 to 1983, the cherished series that captured hearts with its touching stories of family, community, and perseverance on the American frontier. Fans still remember the drama, the warmth, and the unforgettable characters who made Walnut Grove feel like home. Yet, some of the talented actors who brought the Ingalls family and their neighbors to life have tragically passed away over the years. From leading stars to beloved supporting roles, their untimely losses serve as a poignant reminder of life's fragility. Join us as we honor their legacy and celebrate the enduring impact they left on television history. Michael Landon, born October 31, 1936, in Queens, New York, stepped into the role of Charles Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie in 1974 at age 38, portraying the stoic, hardworking father and moral center of Walnut Grove whose patience and unwavering devotion to family captivated audiences across the United States and internationally. Charles Ingalls was more than just a frontier farmer. He represented resilience, sacrifice, and the idealized American pioneer spirit, balancing moments of tender paternal guidance with firm discipline, which made him both relatable and aspirational. Off-screen, Landon's life was deeply layered, marked by childhood trauma including the suicide attempts of his mother and frequent public humiliation over bedwetting, experiences that instilled in him both an intense empathy and a compulsion to control his environment through perfectionism in work. His personal life mirrored this complexity: 3 marriages, struggles with his own sense of inadequacy, and the challenge of maintaining the wholesome image audiences adored while navigating a demanding Hollywood career that included acting, directing, and producing. Landon's dedication to storytelling often came at personal cost, with grueling work schedules and the pressure to balance creative vision with audience expectations, yet he channeled much of his personal pain into his art, creating semi-autobiographical works such as The Loneliest Runner. His death on July 1, 1991, from pancreatic cancer at age 54 cut short a life brimming with both professional accomplishment and personal complexity, leaving a net worth estimated at $40 million, alongside a legacy that fused family-centered entertainment with deeply personal, human storytelling, influencing television narratives for decades. Catherine McGregor, born January 12, 1925, in Glendale, California, became the indelible Harriet Olsen in Little House on the Prairie at age 49 in 1974, portraying the acerbic, status-obsessed shopkeeper whose relentless meddling, sharp wit, and occasional vulnerability made her one of the most memorable comedic antagonists in television history. Harriet Olsen's exaggerated snobbery and penchant for gossip provided narrative tension and humor, but McGregor imbued her with layers that hinted at insecurities and societal pressures, making Harriet both detestable and strangely endearing. McGregor's early life was fraught with challenges. She grew up during the Great Depression, facing economic hardships and limited opportunities for women in the performing arts, which forced her to develop resilience and self-sufficiency. Behind her carefully controlled public persona, she struggled with alcoholism, a battle that reflected the inner turmoil of sustaining a career in Hollywood while reconciling personal demons, until she found a spiritual refuge in Hinduism, dedicating her later years to meditation, artistic pursuits, and mentoring young actors. McGregor never married or had children, choosing instead a life devoted to art and spirituality, which allowed her to recover a sense of agency and peace after decades of personal and professional struggle. She passed away on November 13, 2018, at age 93, leaving a modest net worth estimated between $1 and $2 million, but her cultural imprint endures through her iconic role, demonstrating how talent, personal transformation, and a nuanced understanding of human behavior can transcend the small screen and remain influential long after the cameras stop rolling. Richard Bull, born June 26, 1924, in Zion, Illinois, assumed the role of Nels Olson in Little House on the Prairie in 1974 at age 50, bringing to life a character defined by patience, warmth, and understated humor, whose presence provided a stabilizing counterpoint to the chaos created by his wife, Harriet, and served as the emotional anchor for both his family and the community of Walnut Grove. Nels Olson's gentle demeanor, consistent fairness, and subtle comic timing made him a beloved figure and provided audiences with a model of compassionate masculinity rarely portrayed on television at the time. Bull's personal history reflected an era shaped by hardship and resilience. Raised during the Great Depression and serving in the Army Air Corps during World War II, he developed a sense of discipline, humility, and a commitment to service that informed both his personal and professional life. His career was marked by consistency and dedication, amassing over 100 television and film credits while navigating the volatility of the entertainment industry without scandal, earning a reputation for professionalism and generosity among colleagues. Bull's marriage to actress Barbara Callentine lasted over 6 decades, providing emotional stability and a private sanctuary from Hollywood pressures, which allowed him to cultivate a life of dignity, mentorship, and quiet influence in the performing arts. He died on February 3, 2014, from pneumonia at age 89, leaving a net worth of approximately $8 million, but his true legacy lies in the enduring warmth, integrity, and moral center he brought to Nels Olson, a portrayal that continues to resonate across generations, illustrating how steadfast commitment, personal resilience, and ethical artistry can create a lasting cultural impact far beyond mere financial success. Kevin Hagen, born April 3, 1928, in Chicago, Illinois, stepped into the role of Dr. Hiram Baker in Little House on the Prairie in 1974 at the age of 46, portraying the town's calm, compassionate, and morally grounded physician who often served as the voice of reason amid the hardships of Walnut Grove. Doc Baker's quiet wisdom, warmth, and subtle humor made him a beloved figure for viewers, who admired his dedication to helping the townspeople and his unwavering ethical compass. Off-screen, Hagen's life was far from the serene stability of Doc Baker. His father abandoned the family when he was young, forcing him to be raised by his mother and aunts in a household that oscillated between scarcity and emotional resilience. Early exposure to responsibility shaped his stoic yet empathetic nature, instilling both discipline and introspection. Hagen served in the Navy, earned a degree in international relations, and initially struggled to find a foothold in acting, facing the perennial difficulties of typecasting and the uncertainty of Hollywood. Personal setbacks, including repeated auditions that led nowhere, and the constant pressure to conform to studio expectations, were compounded by lingering feelings of abandonment from childhood, creating a tension between his private and public personas. Despite these challenges, Hagen channeled his experiences into his craft, bringing a depth and authenticity to Doc Baker that resonated with audiences and elevated the moral tenor of the series. He later created a one-man show inspired by the character, blending performance with personal reflection, showcasing his ability to transform adversity into art. Kevin Hagen passed away on July 9, 2005, at age 77 from esophageal cancer. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated between $1 and $2 million, leaving behind not only tangible assets but also a legacy of integrity, compassion, and nuanced performance that continues to influence portrayals of small-town healers in American television and serve as a model of resilience in the face of personal hardship. Dabbs Greer, born April 2, 1917, in Fairview, Missouri, became the heart of spiritual guidance in Little House on the Prairie when he began portraying Reverend Robert Alden in 1974 at age 57. Reverend Alden's steady morality, compassion, and humility anchored the town of Walnut Grove, providing emotional support to the townspeople and moral lessons that resonated deeply with viewers. Greer's childhood in rural Missouri was marked by the constraints of a working-class upbringing during the interwar period, economic deprivation, and a society steeped in conservative, religious values. Growing up with limited resources, he learned to cultivate self-reliance, patience, and a reflective nature, which informed both his personal demeanor and his approach to performance. Greer endured personal struggles over the years, including the isolation of a life dedicated to craft rather than family, as he never married and maintained a deeply private personal life. Professionally, he faced the challenges of a competitive industry, with the constant threat of being typecast as a clerical or elder figure and the relentless demands of appearing in nearly 600 television episodes alongside 100 films, navigating the physical and emotional toll of long production schedules. Despite these pressures, Greer maintained a consistent work ethic, finding fulfillment in mentoring younger actors and embracing the steadiness of recurring television roles. In his final years, he battled kidney failure and heart disease but remained admired for his resilience and unwavering commitment to his craft. Dabs Greer passed away on April 28, 2007, at age 90, leaving an estate estimated at $2 million and a legacy that transcends mere financial accumulation. His career left an indelible cultural impact by exemplifying the embodiment of integrity, steadfastness, and quiet influence in television storytelling. In his personal life, though largely private, reflected a steadfast devotion to artistry over notoriety, offering a glimpse into the discipline and sacrifice required for a lifetime in performance. Victor French, born December 4, 1934, in Santa Barbara, California, became the rugged and lovable Isaiah Edwards in Little House on the Prairie in 1974 at age 40, bringing a unique combination of physicality, humor, and emotional depth that made the character a cornerstone of the series. Edwards' steadfastness, loyalty, and workmanlike charm provided a balance to the series' emotional narrative and offered audiences an everyman hero whose resilience mirrored French's own turbulent life. Born into a modest Californian household, French experienced economic challenges and the social pressures of post-Depression America, navigating early responsibilities while cultivating an interest in performance. His personal life was marked by both triumphs and tragedies, including the lifelong consequences of heavy smoking, eventual lung cancer, and the emotional toll of navigating a highly competitive industry. French faced professional pressures that included being typecast in rugged, blue-collar roles, as well as the struggle to find consistent, meaningful work behind the camera, despite his talents as a director and mentor. His close friendship with Michael Landon provided both opportunity and emotional support, yet he contended with the heartbreak of losing peers and the constant shadow of mortality from health complications. In his final months, French requested a celebratory farewell rather than a somber funeral, reflecting his enduring optimism and connection to friends and colleagues. Victor French passed away on June 15, 1989, at age 54 from lung cancer. His net worth at death was estimated at $2 million, but his legacy extends far beyond material wealth, encompassing his contributions to American television, the cultivation of authenticity in Western storytelling, and the mentorship he offered to a generation of actors. French's career and life story reveal the often hidden sacrifices, vulnerabilities, and resilience that underpin a public persona, providing a rich narrative of an artist who embraced both the hardships and joys of life with authenticity and courage. Merlin Olsen was born on September 15, 1940, in Logan, Utah, into a devout Mormon family that instilled both discipline and a strong sense of community from an early age. Growing up in a modest household, Olsen experienced the constraints of a conservative upbringing, along with the typical challenges of rural life, including limited resources and early exposure to responsibility through farm work and family obligations. These formative years cultivated a stoic resilience and a work ethic that would define his life both on and off the screen. He joined Little House on the Prairie in 1977 at age 37 as Jonathan Garvey, a reliable, principled farmer whose loyalty and unwavering moral compass made him a central figure within the Walnut Grove community and a trusted confidant to Charles Ingalls. Olsen's dual career as an NFL defensive tackle for the Los Angeles Rams and as an actor required navigating immense physical and mental pressures, enduring repeated injuries, intense media scrutiny, and the constant challenge of transitioning from sports to entertainment. His personal life bore its own burdens. He experienced periods of emotional strain, including the death of close family members and the pressures of public expectation, all while maintaining a marriage that faced the complexities common to high-profile athletes balancing career demands and personal obligations. Professionally, Olsen also confronted legal battles, particularly a prolonged fight over asbestos exposure that would later contribute to his fatal mesothelioma, creating a shadow over his otherwise celebrated legacy. In response to these challenges, he dedicated himself to mentoring young athletes, engaging in philanthropic endeavors, and advocating for health awareness, blending the discipline of his early life with the compassion of his on-screen persona. Olsen passed away on March 11, 2010, at age 69. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $10 million, reflecting earnings from his football career, acting roles, and broadcasting work. Beyond tangible assets, his enduring legacy lies in his ability to bridge disparate worlds, leaving a cultural imprint as both a sports legend and a beloved actor whose integrity, talent, and resilience inspired countless fans and colleagues. Shannen Doherty, born on April 12, 1971, in Memphis, Tennessee, joined Little House on the Prairie in 1982 at just 11 years old as Jenny Wilder, Almanzo Wilder's spirited niece. On screen, Jenny was a beacon of innocence, curiosity, and quiet courage, navigating the trials of life on the prairie with intelligence and empathy that belied her years, quickly endearing her to audiences who saw in her a reflection of both childhood resilience and the transformative power of family bonds. Off-camera, Doherty's own early years were fraught with instability, growing up in a turbulent household marked by financial strain, parental conflict, and periods of neglect. She experienced emotional neglect and frequent relocation that cultivated both self-reliance and a guarded personality. Her path to stardom was as precarious as her childhood was challenging. While her early success on Little House paved the way to iconic roles in Beverly Hills 90210 and Charmed, it also exposed her to relentless media scrutiny, professional rivalries, and repeated public controversies regarding difficult behavior on sets and interpersonal conflicts with co-stars. Doherty faced several personal tragedies, most significantly her prolonged battle with breast cancer, which brought both physical and emotional turmoil, forcing her to confront mortality while maintaining a public persona. Her journey following these adversities was a mixture of resilience and selective withdrawal. She embraced advocacy for cancer awareness, selectively returned to acting projects, and cultivated a life emphasizing privacy while managing the lingering effects of fame's pressures. Tragically, she passed away on July 13, 2024, at the age of 53. At the time of her death, her net worth was estimated at $5 million, accumulated from decades of acting, endorsements, and public appearances. Beyond material wealth, Doherty's cultural legacy is profound. She remains a symbol of early teen stardom, the pitfalls and pressures of Hollywood, and the courage to face life-threatening illness publicly, leaving an indelible mark on television history and pop culture narratives of resilience and reinvention. Karl Swenson was born on July 23, 1908, in Brooklyn, New York, into a family of Scandinavian descent that faced financial hardship and social pressures during his formative years. Early childhood was marked by adversity, including the loss of parental stability and experiences of teasing and marginalization from peers, which compelled him to cultivate independence, emotional fortitude, and a sharp intellect. Swenson entered the world of acting with a commitment to portraying characters with gravitas and authenticity, culminating in his role as Lars Hansen in Little House on the Prairie in 1974 at age 66. Hansen's character, the wise and compassionate founder of Walnut Grove, embodied the ideals of leadership, empathy, and moral guidance, and Swenson's nuanced portrayal left an indelible impression on audiences, who came to view him as a symbolic pillar of stability and wisdom. Off-screen, Swenson's career spanned radio, stage, film, and voice acting, including notable work as the voice of Merlin in Disney's The Sword in the Stone, yet he contended with age-related industry marginalization, health challenges, and the financial and emotional pressures of supporting a family while maintaining a professional trajectory. His personal life included periods of isolation and introspection, particularly as he navigated the precarious balance between artistic fulfillment and personal hardship, and the relentless demands of a career that often required relocation and intense commitment. Swenson's life came to a poignant close when he passed away on October 8, 1978, at age 70 from a heart attack, just days after his character's death on the show, a confluence that left a powerful emotional imprint on viewers and colleagues alike. His estate was estimated at $1 million, modest in comparison to the cultural impact he achieved. Swenson's legacy persists through his contributions to the portrayal of moral and ethical strength in television, his influence on successive generations of actors, and the continued admiration of fans who recognized in him a rare combination of gravitas, warmth, and integrity that transcended the screen. Herschel Parody was born on May 25, 1945, in Berea, Ohio, into a working-class family with mixed European heritage, where financial instability and rigid parental expectations shaped a childhood of careful restraint and early responsibility. Prairie's early experiences included social marginalization, the need to conceal her emotions, and the navigation of complex family dynamics, factors that informed her empathetic and subtle approach to acting. She joined Little House on the Prairie in 1976 at age 31 as Alice Garvey, the nurturing schoolteacher and devoted mother whose death in a fire became one of the series' most heartrending storylines, leaving viewers in shock and mourning. Off-screen, Prairie faced profound personal challenges, including a difficult divorce, raising her son largely as a single parent, and coping with the limited opportunities for women in Hollywood, which forced periods of professional hiatus and financial insecurity. Later in life, she battled a brain tumor, meningioma, prompting her son to launch a GoFundMe campaign for her medical care, illustrating the precariousness of life and the gaps in support systems for aging actors. Throughout these struggles, Prairie displayed resilience, continuing to engage with the acting community, mentoring younger performers, and maintaining close ties with fans who admired her for both her talent and her courage in confronting adversity. She passed away on August 23, 2023, at age 78 from complications related to her tumor. Her net worth at the time of death was approximately $500,000, modest but reflective of decades of dedicated craft. Prairie's enduring legacy lies not only in her memorable performances but also in the emotional authenticity she brought to her roles, the mentorship she offered within the acting community, and the lasting cultural imprint she left on audiences who continue to remember her as a symbol of compassion, strength, and perseverance in the face of life's trials. James Jeter, born on September 15, 1921, in Star, Texas, began his role as Hans Dorfler, Walnut Grove's dependable blacksmith, in 1974 at age 53. On screen, Hans embodied reliability, quiet strength, and moral integrity, providing a stabilizing influence on the show's portrayal of pioneer life, which resonated with audiences who appreciated the grounded humanity he brought to a small but vital supporting role. Jeter's own childhood was shaped by the hardships of rural Texas, including economic deprivation and limited educational opportunities, which instilled a strong work ethic and an enduring empathy that informed his performances. Despite his natural talent and steady work, Jeter's career faced obstacles, including the typecasting common for character actors and the decline in popularity of westerns during the 1960s and 1970s, leading him to supplement his artistic pursuits with a legal career in California, showcasing intellectual versatility uncommon among his peers. His personal life was relatively private, though he endured the challenges of balancing professional demands with familial responsibilities and the pressures inherent in sustaining relevance in a shifting industry. Following these challenges, Jeter maintained a disciplined focus on craft, accepting a mixture of television and film work that allowed him to continue portraying authentic, relatable figures while quietly navigating the Hollywood system. He passed away on March 4, 2007, at age 85, leaving an estate valued at approximately $1 million. His legacy is multifaceted. He exemplifies the perseverance and skill of character actors who elevate ensemble storytelling, and his contributions to Western television and film continue to reflect the dignity and resilience of mid-century Americana, embodying the enduring appeal of understated performance artistry. Eddie Quillen, born on March 31, 1907, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, appeared in Little House on the Prairie in 1977 at age 70 as Buffalo Bill, a charismatic, larger-than-life figure whose exuberance, historical significance, and subtle humor added color and energy to the series. Buffalo Bill's interactions with the residents of Walnut Grove highlighted both the romanticized folklore of the American West and the human stories behind its mythos, captivating viewers who enjoyed the blend of nostalgia, wit, and showmanship. Quillen's upbringing in early 20th century Philadelphia exposed him to the hardships of working-class life during the Great Depression, instilling resilience and adaptability that fueled a remarkably long career spanning vaudeville, silent films, talkies, and television. His professional journey was not without struggle. He confronted the precarious nature of early Hollywood, including the challenges of transitioning between entertainment mediums, periods of diminished fame, and the relentless pressures of typecasting, yet he remained committed to his craft, embracing both leading and supporting roles with professionalism. Personal tragedies, such as the fading of early stardom and navigating a constantly evolving industry, tested his resolve, but Quillen continually reinvented himself, leveraging experience and charisma to remain active on screen. He passed away of cancer on July 19, 1990, at age 83, leaving an estate valued between $1 to $2 million. His legacy encompasses not only his contributions to film and television history but also the spirit of an entertainer who bridged eras of American media, demonstrating longevity, adaptability, and an enduring capacity to connect with audiences, ensuring that the characters he portrayed continue to resonate in the cultural memory of the Western genre and beyond. Sam Edwards, born May 26, 1915, in Macon, Georgia, was 63 when he assumed the role of Mr. Bill Anderson, the prudent and conscientious banker of Walnut Grove, in Little House on the Prairie in 1978. On screen, Mr. Anderson was more than a figure of financial authority. He was a moral touchstone, quietly mediating conflicts and grounding the town's economic and social interactions with a blend of tact and principle, often providing a counterbalance to the impetuousness of younger characters. Edwards' early life was marked by instability and hardship. Born into a family struggling with economic uncertainty during the Great Depression, he experienced frequent relocations, the loss of extended family members, and early confrontations with societal prejudice that forced him to cultivate resilience, adaptability, and an acute sense of observation. These formative experiences informed his nuanced portrayals of authority figures with underlying empathy. Professionally, Edwards navigated a highly competitive entertainment industry for decades, transitioning between radio, film, and television, with highlights including voicing Adult Thumper in Disney's Bambi and appearing in numerous character roles that demanded versatility. His career was not without its challenges. He faced periods of unemployment, the relentless pressure of auditions, typecasting, and the constant necessity to reinvent himself in an era when ageism in Hollywood was pervasive. Personal life hardships compounded these professional pressures, including periods of isolation due to relentless work commitments and the emotional toll of losing close colleagues and friends in the industry, which left enduring psychological scars. Edwards approached these struggles with determination, mentoring younger actors, embracing character roles that allowed him to explore depth and subtlety, and maintaining a professional reputation unmarred by scandal. He passed away on July 28, 2004, at age 89 from a heart attack, leaving an estate valued around $1 million. His legacy endures not just in his extensive body of work, but in the integrity, empathy, and professionalism he brought to each performance, influencing countless character actors who sought enduring relevance over fleeting fame and proving that subtlety and humanity could leave a lasting impression on audiences. Ivan Bonner, born October 31, 1924, in New London, Iowa, was 53 when he joined Little House on the Prairie in 1977 as Mr. Case, a minor yet commanding presence whose quiet authority and dignity lent gravitas to the town's ensemble cast. His character, though sparingly featured, embodied moral fortitude and civic responsibility, and served as a subtle narrative anchor, highlighting the communal values and ethical tensions of Walnut Grove. Bonner's childhood in a small Midwestern town was shaped by modest means, strict family discipline, and early exposure to societal prejudices that cultivated both resilience and an acute understanding of human behavior. He learned to mask vulnerability with composure, a skill that would later serve him well in Hollywood's high-pressure environment. Professionally, Bonner faced the challenges typical of a character actor, typecasting in roles such as doctors, judges, and military officers, intermittent employment, and navigating the political complexities of Hollywood casting networks. He became known for meticulous preparation and quiet professionalism, which allowed him to maintain a steady career despite limited public recognition. His personal life reflected the intersection of public expectation and private stability, involving active civic engagement with the California Republican Committee and charitable work, while quietly contending with the pressures of sustaining personal relationships amid the demands of acting. Bonner's resilience was tested further by industry upheavals, shifts in television programming, and the need to remain relevant in a competitive landscape, yet he persevered, building a reputation for reliability, gravitas, and mentorship. He died on December 8, 1988, at age 64 in Los Angeles, leaving a net worth of approximately $1 to $2 million. His enduring influence lies in the depth he brought to supporting roles, his professional ethics, and his contribution to a model of consistent, dignified character work that continues to inspire actors who prioritize craft over celebrity. Though time has passed, the laughter they gave us still echoes. The cast of Little House on the Prairie brought joy to millions, and even though some of them are no longer with us, their performances live on. As we remember those we've lost, we also celebrate the legacy they left behind, one that continues to entertain and connect generations. Thank you for joining us in honoring these unforgettable stars. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tributes to the legends of television history.